What's good, y'all? My name is King Rock. So this is the Dating for Kings podcast. And first of all, I want to thank you guys for listening. If you're listening to this on audio, I want to thank you guys for watching this if you're on YouTube. All right. Make sure to like the video because this one's going to be a banger. Make sure to subscribe if you're subscribed already. Thank you. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, all of that. All right. It's Dating for Kings. So in this one, I'm going to break down why it's actually okay for you to be a player with women and why it's actually crucial to be a player with women if you want eights, nines, and tens, the types of women we all want. When I was young, I used to think being a player was bad, right? And even as I started to get better with women and started dating a lot of them at the same time, I still felt like something was off. And now I think the exact opposite way, right? And I only came to that conclusion because I kind of studied the way women's minds work. See, women now, they might try to call me a player. They might try to say that I'm wrong for like dating multiple girls. But inside, there's a reason why they're choosing to be with me and they're not choosing to be with all those other guys that are trying to, marry them and try to be with them right now. It's because they can't control it, right? They've always desired to be with a man like me, not with those other guys who are trying to give them the world. And it's not even about them trying to give them the world, it's just the man that I am is the man that they've always wanted to be with. See, I am the light of their day. And I truly understand that now. And I believe that, right? I'm the guy that genuinely makes them feel good, right? I'm the guy that makes them feel special, makes them feel like they're with a catch, right? Because of who I am. And you have to understand that it's in a woman, especially a very attractive woman, it's in her nature to be with the most valuable man, right? It's in your nature as a man to try to get as many women as you can. See, whenever you as a man go away from that nature too soon, women are naturally repelled by that energy, right? And they won't even understand why. So you might try to be super nice with them. You might try to lock in on them super early. You might try to tell them that, you're trying to make them your girlfriend super early. And they're repelled by that energy and they don't even understand why. It's because it's in them. It's just in their nature. It's a spiritual thing. In a woman's mind, the perfect love story is like she meets a very valuable man that every girl wants, right? Think about like a celebrity or a model or just a very successful man, right? And at first, he's still dating other girls. But over time, he starts to see how special she is. And slowly, he wants to give her more of his time. See, a woman feels that way because it means that he chose her over all his other options, which means that she must be the most valuable or attractive woman amongst all the options that he has. See, if this guy is a really valuable man and he has all these baddies who are trying to get with him, and he chose her, that must mean that she's the baddest of the bunch, right? That must mean that she's the one who's the most valuable out of all those girls. So that validates her ego. It eases the insecurity she's had from since she was a kid, about not being beautiful enough to get a valuable man. And it makes her feel safe that the two of you chose each other, right? When you're doing the nice guy gimmick, what it is that it makes her feel like you're choosing her, but she's not really having the freedom to choose you, right? You're getting on her too much of like, oh, I want to be your man and I want you to be my girl. You gone on one date with her and you're trying to lock her down, right? You're being hella forward. She's thinking to herself, like, yeah, but I haven't felt that anticipation of not knowing where this is going to go. I haven't felt like you have hella options and you're choosing to be with me. I feel like you're literally just choosing me because I'm the best that you can do right now. And it makes her feel unsafe. It makes her pull away. Earlier in my life, when I wasn't as, good with women as I am right now, because of my conditioning, I used to do things way differently than I do now. I would try to talk to girls that I liked as much as I could. I would try to bond with them a lot, right? And I would try to show them that I was different by being super available for them. This was the wrong thing to do. Like, I wouldn't really push to make things physical. Like, I would get on a date with a girl, right? I remember one of my very first dates. We got on the date, we talked, and the conversation was good. But I thought that this girl was like super innocent. I thought that she wasn't like that, right? And so we went out to this place called Blaze Pizza. It was my first time going. And we went there, we ate. The conversation was hella awkward. This was my first date ever. And after the date, like I remember dropping her off back at her place. I didn't even go for the kiss, nothing like that. Because in my head, me, my simp days, I'm thinking, oh, we're gonna have another date, and then I'm gonna go for it. Or there's gonna be another time, you know what I'm saying? Like, then I'm gonna go for it then. Like, this first day, like, I don't want to be like that guy. I don't want to show her that that's what I came here for, right? I'm not trying to make things physical too soon. I thought that's what she wanted. I swear to God, 9 months after that, I had a friend who, he's not my friend no more, but he dated the same girl and he got with her, or I think he got the top from her the first night. And so you have to understand that these women who look innocent, they still want a guy who's in his masculine. I was the classic simp, you know what I'm saying? That's how I was. And I did that for a while with not much to show for it. I only had like, a bunch of embarrassing text threads, a lot of, situations like that date that I just told you about, and a couple, failed talking stages where I didn't really push things forward the right way. And so eventually I started searching up on Google, like what girls want. This was like even way before that. Like this was back in like 2012 when I didn't know anything about women. I literally searched them on Google, like what do girls want? And then I saw this thing that said like nice guys finish last. And I still, kept going the way I was, like simping and stuff like that. But it always sat with me of like nice guys finish last. So I started working on like, okay, I get how the game works now. I see it from in real life and I see it online. So I'm going to try to make myself change. Right. So around that time, I started to look better because I just started to naturally get into who I was. I started to change my personality. I became a bit of an asshole. Right. And I got pretty popular. And so around that time, a lot of girls, even girls that were friends with each other, they wanted me at the same time. Right. And I treated them all like garbage. Now, the reason why I treated them like garbage was partly because of my past experiences where I had put too much in and not got much back, where I was like, let me just flip the script and just do the opposite. But it was also because I just started realizing that that's what they wanted. So I just did what I wanted. No apologies, no excuses. And I didn't really care about their feelings or whatever. Like, I just would get with one. If they weren't with it, I'm kicking them to the curb. And that's how I would do it with a lot of women at the same time. And they always would stand by me and it made no sense, honestly. Like, there were a lot of girls who I did completely dirty, but I realized that the reason why they stood by me is because they understood that they were rocking with the most superior man. And so my first relationship in my life actually started as a byproduct of this, right? This girl had friend zoned me a year earlier during my nice guy phase, but now she wanted me a lot. And because I had wanted her so much, I had so much emotions from the past when I had wanted her, I chose her over every other girl that wanted me. And it taught me a valuable lesson in my life that still sticks to this day. You have to be a player to get the women that you want. It is the only option for you. Women's nature is not going to change in our lifetime. So it's better to change your personality now if you want to have the types of dates, the types of relationships, and the experiences that you really want. You have to become more aggressive. You have to become more mean. Become more unfiltered. See yourself as superior to everybody. Work on yourself to the point where you become undeniable. And when women start coming around now, like they weren't coming around before, treat them as if they're nothing to you. Don't treat them like, oh, women are coming around now, like I've never had this type of attention before. And you start treating them like they're super important. Treat it like this already has been happening to you your whole life. With each individual woman, treat her like she's literally nothing to you. Like you could throw her away and your life would be the same. Like you don't care. For the first few weeks at least. At a certain point, she's going to tell you she wants you to be nicer to her. She wants you to show her that you care. She's going to try to, convince you that she's more important than every other girl in your life. And you have to understand that you're not going to lose women from being too mean, but you will lose women forever for being too nice. I know this firsthand, and I'm telling you this as a fact, all right? So it may seem strange to do, but it's the only thing that makes them feel like they really, really want to be with you. And it makes no sense. But I understood it because I studied women's psychology and I understood that women really want to feel like they're with a catch. They, as attractive women, they get loads of attention, so they want to feel like they're with a man who gets loads of attention as well. right? It makes them feel like they're on the same energy level, right? Like a man who gets a load of attention and a woman who gets a load of attention come together and choose to be with each other. Now, women only need to be beautiful to have like loads of men chasing them, whereas for you, it's much different. And that's what I'm here to share in this video. Since you're a man, you're going to need to become the full package if you really want to be a player that just gets a lot of girls without having to compromise on that. All right. You have to start with improving your confidence and your charisma as the foundation. See, when I went through the change myself, it sounds strange, and even it sounds strange as I'm even saying this right now, but it's the truth. The only thing that changed for me was really the way that I saw myself. The only thing that changed was my own self image changed to where I saw everyone around me now as below me. And so I didn't really question myself when I wanted to do something that I wanted because I just felt like it was worthy of what I wanted to do. Like if I wanted to do something, I'm going to do it. I didn't question myself when I wanted to, you know, date a woman because I'm just like, she wants me more than I want her. So of course I'm going to talk to her like she's below me. And so that subtle change in the way that you see yourself, which I call confidence and charisma, right? It can go a long way because you literally just start seeing the world differently. You start seeing it like I can just take what I want. I don't have to be a bitch to everybody. I can just be who I am, right? I am superior to everybody. And that energy, it is very attractive, especially to women. And so once you have that as the foundation, you start changing your self-image, you start seeing yourself as superior to everybody. You don't take cues from anybody, you take it from yourself, right? You're going to start naturally talking to people and you're going to start naturally working on the skill of being more confident and just talking to people and just having conversations. That's how you get better at it, right? And then once you do that as the foundation, then you want to work on your outer appearance, right? I'm talking your skincare, your hair, your beard, right? Your wardrobe, your shoe game, right? And also your lifestyle, your social life, your ability to get money, right? Super important. And also your online presence, which is super important. I'm talking Instagram, I'm talking your dating app profiles, LinkedIn, all of that. Like all of that matters, right? And so if you really want to get to the point where you have a lot of women who really desire you, because we're not in high school anymore, you know what I'm saying? Like we're not kids anymore. So it's like all of these things matter. You can't just show up with a good outfit and a lot of women desire you. You have to work on everything because you're in the real world. You either are going to need to showcase your attractiveness, your accomplishments, and your personality on Instagram or a dating app to get like a lot of women in a short space of time, or you need to have situational status. Okay. So situational status, what that basically is like you're in a work environment and you're the alpha in the work environment, right? Or you're in a friend group of a whole bunch of friends and you're the person who is the alpha in the group. Or you're part of a network and you're the person that's the alpha. That's situational status, right? When you're the person who everyone talks to or everybody wants to be around in a group of people, you're going to get a lot of women who desire you just off of being the guy in that group. All right. And so once you work on that, you'll start to understand that every woman wants to feel the security that comes with being with a man that is at the top of his game. All right. You start to see the world differently. I see the world much differently now than I did when I was a simp. Because now I see like, okay, it's not wrong to be a player. It's not wrong to date multiple girls. It was wrong what I was doing before where I was trying to lock in on one woman at the beginning, right? It may feel like it's really, really hard to have that mindset shift or it's really, really hard to get to that point of abundance. But like I said before, for me, my change came very sudden. It can happen very suddenly for you if you just align back to your own nature as a man. You are naturally supposed to see yourself as superior to everyone. You are naturally supposed to go out into the world and get what you want. That is your nature. All it took for me was just understanding what I'm sharing to you here and then changing my own self image. And I became more assertive and I started to see myself as superior to everyone. And naturally, when I started dating women, I didn't just try to be in a relationship with them too soon. I would just see, like, okay, what do they have to offer? Are they the right ones for me? Okay, you're cute, but she's cute too. It was just something that it was super important for me to make that change. And so you can make the same change starting today. Audit your own self-image and personality. How do you act with the women that you date? Do you think they see you as a man that has options of women that are more attractive than her? Or do they feel like they are your best option and you can't even do better than them? Right? Do you not even talk to women out of fear that you can't get them? If you don't talk to women out of the fear that you can't get them or that she has a boyfriend or whatever, that means that you actually see yourself as inferior to them. Does that sound right to you? Do you want to seem inferior to every woman for your whole life? The more a woman feels your indifference, the more she feels your nonchalance, your persuasiveness, basically the energy of being a player, the more she will naturally want to chase you for a relationship. So the more you can tap into that energy by being this new version of you, the more your dating life is just going to improve very quickly. You won't have to wait 10 years, 20 years for it to get better. All right. Now, I'm not saying all of this is easy. Doing all of this does take skill and it must be balanced, right? You can't be too mean or too aggressive. You have to know the right times to do certain things. But it is possible for you if you just start having this mindset and changing your self image today. All right. Thank you guys for watching this. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you for listening to this. If you're listening to this on podcast form, make sure to subscribe to the channel Dating for Kings, and I will see you guys on the next one.